Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Allie. I'm a mom who loves DIY, simple living, and making a house into a home on a budget. Today we're going to talk about finding art through the public domain. These are images that are like free of copyright, no restrictions. You don't need to credit the author or the artist, I guess in this case. They're just free to use. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys all the paintings that I picked out from the public domain and the link to go download them for yourself. So first, where do I find this artwork? Well, first of all, Wikipedia, no, it's called Wikimedia Commons, I believe, and I will link it down below. If you go there, they have a whole database with a search bar. So when you search things, it pulls up art or photos that go along with what you searched. So what I found most helpful, as I was looking for kind of more of a vintage oil painting type look, what I found was the most helpful was to type in the subject that I was looking for and finish it with painting. So a couple of the examples of things I searched for today would be summer landscape painting, or a landscape painting, or I'm trying to think, a geese painting, flowers in a vase painting. That way you're kind of weeding out all the weird random stuff like photos from like 2005 because that was not exactly what I was looking for. I wanted more of that vintage look. So by adding painting behind it, you're most likely going to weed out some of those weird things. You will still have to weed through some weird non-applicable stuff, but much better if you add the word painting to the end. So once you find the ones that you like, you can go ahead and download them, and they make it really easy. I just download full resolution. It gives you kind of an option. That way though, I could make it bigger if I wanted, and it's not going to be grainy. Now, question number 2, where do you get these printed? Once you have them downloaded, you're going to need to print them somewhere. I used to love Costco. They just stopped printing. However, they transferred to Shutterfly. Shutterfly now deals with all their photo needs. And I believe if you're a Costco member, you get 50% off on Shutterfly. But it might have just been if you transferred when they asked you to. So I'm not sure about that. I need to look into that still, as that would be a place I would order from if it were the right price. Otherwise, Walmart, I find that Walmart, even just 1 hour, turns out really well. I'm sure like professional photographers are cringing right now because they're thinking Walmart's not great, and I get that it's not perfect, but it's always been really crisp image with good colors, in my opinion. And you can pick a matte photo paper option, which I think is great. Another option that I need to look further into is, I believe it's called mpix, which I will link that as well down below. mpix.com. I've heard that that's a great place to order photos. Other than that, I would steer clear from Walgreens personally. I've just had bad experiences with blurry photos. It shouldn't have been blurry. So I'm not sure if that's their normal. I don't know if that's normal or not. But I would just stick with either Shutterfly, mpix. Obviously, there's like Artifact Uprising. It's just pricier, but you know, you get a better quality picture potentially. So if that's what you're looking for, that's great too. So yeah, those are a couple options. I hope that's helpful. I personally need to dig into a little bit more now that I can't order from Costco directly. So I will let you know in the next video where I end up ordering them from, as in the next video, we're going to style the photos that I get printed. Speaking of getting them printed, I would always opt for a matte paper finish. Try to avoid glossy, as it's just going to look less real. And I think when you have a glossy picture with glossy glass over it, it just looks kind of, I don't know if cheap's the right word. I just don't love it. Another option that's cool is I've seen a couple people recently take a matte Mod Podge and go over it like brush strokes on some pictures of artwork like this, and it gives it kind of that textured look. So that would definitely be an option, and I might do that in the next video as well because that's really interesting to me. So where to buy frames? I like to buy them from the thrift store. I typically buy frames from the thrift store every time I go. So I would say there's 2 methods here. You could either go buy frames from the thrift store and print photos specifically to fit those frames. Another option is that you could just go ahead and print the frames in some sizes that you would like and then find the frames afterward. You don't have to do thrift store frames. You could also go to Target or Walmart or wherever you like to get frames from. Target and Walmart have some great options when it comes to frames, and they're pretty affordable. I will say, though, the thrift store just beats it. So if you can find a cute, vintage-looking, like gold ornate frame, I think that's going to look really, really good with this artwork inside. I would say the majority of the time, a mat adds a lot to a frame. I have a video on creating your own mat. It's kind of a faux mat. It's just using poster board from the dollar store, super cheap, and it gives the look of a mat without the price tag, I guess, as matting can be kind of expensive. I know you can buy pre-made mats based on your frame size, so that's also an option, and I will try to link some of those below. But I will also link that video on how to create your own mats for your frames in case you already have frames or you find a thrift store frame that you love that does not have a mat. Next week, I'm going to show you guys which paintings I chose and how I'm going to style them. If you haven't yet subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe. I post a new video every Friday morning, and you can expect things along the lines of DIY, simple living, and making a house into a home on a budget. I hope you head to the public domain and get some artwork printed for your own home. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week.